Hi, I'm Hilde Sunde. I'm a lead environment artist here at IO Interactive, and I've been with IO for around 4 years, something like that. Yeah.
And I'm Morten Olsen. I'm principal environment artist. I've been here for 6.5 years and been doing video games for 18 plus years.
I'm Emil Skriver, also an environment artist at IO Interactive, and I've been here a bit over 4 years.
So at IO, an environment artist does pretty much everything in a way.
Yeah.
Not characters and animation, of course, but building the game world from start to finish. From mocking up levels, creating final assets, preparing for outsourcing when that's necessary. We build props, we do textures, materials, lots of setups in our engine. So it seems like that's one of the areas where you get to come into contact with almost the entire game creation process.
I also feel like you can actually pitch ideas together with the team for new locations.
Yeah,
so you can
that's
actually
huge.
Even though the story is all sometimes written, you can actually have an effect on what locations we build.
Yeah. You have a big say in how it's actually going to be shaped up, right? Because we build all the static geometry, build all the textures, so we have the control over the colors, the silhouettes, the shapes, the way that you're going to traverse the environment. Of course, that's a huge collaboration with level design, but still actually making the road that you walk on, placing the trees, placing the walls, setting up all the rooms, the doors, all of that is an environment artist.
Yeah.
So I think what's unique about being an environment artist at IO Interactive is that we get so much creative freedom from the beginning to the end. We were all like an integral part of figuring out where's this location going to happen? What kind of elements do we want to be in it? What kind of events do we want to happen? It's so varied, so there's a lot of room to really explore and figure out what can we kind of combine and,
People would probably be surprised if they knew how little we knew going into a location sometimes. That it's like, okay, so this is, it's Miami and it's a race event.
Yeah.
Go. And then that's when the team comes up with, and everybody has input, right? Even when you started during Hitman 2 as an intern, right? You could have ideas and opinions and be heard.
Good ideas come up while you're building it. So maybe you plan for something that are getting cut that you really liked, and then later on you get a better idea, and then, or maybe you actually stick a bit more to the plan from the start to the finish, or something gets cut and comes back in the end, or stuff like that. So everything evolves. So it's not very strict what we do.
Absolutely.
I like that. So you can actually, or other people can come in an idea. You look at it with a director or QA or somebody different, right? That are like, oh, it would be cool if you could do that.
Also remember for Dartmoor, way back in the beginning, we were watching Netflix series, right? And then you saw a shot and it's like, oh, this cool lighting is so amazing. We want to incorporate that. I remember just seeing the level at the end. So much of it was incorporated and so much made it work, right? Where you had this room and it was totally different than what we thought about in the beginning, but still you had the light, you had the long windows, right? From the floor to the ceiling, and it's super cool.
A lot of that stuff is not dictated by direction or anything from the beginning, right? You work with directors and make sure it looks good, but all the ideas just spawn. Yeah. And there's so many things in a Hitman level that you have to invent, right? Because there's like thousands of things that has to happen. And so many locations or like sub-locations within a major location, right?
Softwares, of course, most of us use Photoshop and ZBrush and things like that are more specific, but at least the 3D softwares, it feels like it doesn't really matter what you have worked on before, because you are usually supported by IO to use what you're used to or what you prefer to use, creating 3D.
You've explored a few things for creating terrains and new softwares. Yeah. And I think just working in Glacier in general, it's really state-of-the-art, very competitive engine. Everything is real-time. I love this philosophy that they have, and that it's like super easy. There's no baking or long calculations. You kind of just place it and it all works, and the lighting works fast and all that. So I think Glacier is definitely a plus.
I think the most exciting thing about being an environment artist is creating environments and games that people play, and also like when I play other games, like seeing how extremely good some people are at it, and then I get very competitive, and I'm like, ooh, I wanna do the same stuff, and then you can actually just make up an environment as well. Even though in Hitman we do a lot of realistic games, right? We really try to make it look realistic, but you can actually make some really cool fantasy environments and go completely amok if you want to, right? So, yeah. What about you?
I'm actually a little torn because I'm a little bit of both. Because I think usually there's two types of environment artists in what I usually see. The ones that are really excited about the polygons and baking, detailed assets and making just this nice thing, and then the other type that's more into more art directory kind of way of approaching it, getting the right sense and mood and propping a level. And I know you're really good with this stuff. Dressing an area and just making it feel just right and get the right colors and the sense of style in there. The more I'm kind of growing and the more senior I'm becoming, the more I'm into that part. I definitely started out being all about polygons and poly counts and techniques and things, right?
Good that it's possible to change it a bit though, since you've been like a little bit towards the other side in the start, and then you can change it up, right?
That's the beauty of it, I think, in a way with environment art.
You don't have to stick to only the same,
You really have to both have the artistic hat and kind of know, okay, what looks good, have the artistic knowledge, look at pictures, look at paintings, have knowledge about composition, art theory, all these things. And then again, you have to go back and actually figure out how do we create it. Yeah, it's super exciting. I think we've all had to make stuff we never dreamed of having to make, weird stuff, and
but and get excited awesome. About it at the same time.
Excited about it.
So I don't even have it like a stroller or something for a level for background, and suddenly you get all excited about
exactly.
Making it just right and designing it, and it certainly cannot look like any existing version, right? We know that. So we have to design it from scratch.
Definitely out of the comfort zone a lot of times here at IO, in a good way though, I think. But you don't of course you can dig down to stuff if you really want to, but if you want to push your limits as well, you can do that, right? Like there is support to for both.
And at IO, I think, and sorry, can we edit that?